Hey guys, these are just a few clips that I threw together of my current Octocopter build. I just wanted to go ahead and get something put out for you guys to see what's going on with its build. Guys, there might be a little background noise. I have the baby with me. But yeah, so kind of came to a revelation here. Gonna have to change out these ESCs and just put it 8-in-1 ESC. I'm using 8 individual ESCs for all 8 motors. That's not seeming like the best option now in hindsight. So we're gonna go ahead and fly this model like this, but I do believe it's gonna kind of draw too much on the one battery. I'll probably install a second battery to help make up for that, but mainly going to focus on getting testing out the frame, because I know I'm sure it'll fly like this, and then getting all the on-screen display and telemetry and all those other goods with this cross flight wired up. All right, another addition here, cooling, right? I didn't plan on it to be this layout, and some things might change. I might add some kind of heat sinks and stuff, but I got 8 ESCs in here, kind of some of them touching each other. It's going to get pretty warm in this area. So in order to provide cooling, I've ordered 2 30mm like high-speed brushless RC cooling fans. Made this little housing here that's going to screw on from the bottom, and hopefully it kind of not pressurizes, but provides tons of cool air in there inside this middle fuselage area to kind of cool down those ESCs. I don't know if they're going to be here by the time we do our first test flight, but we'll see. All right. So we're outside, so bear with me with all the noise going on. The whole point initially in having the 8 motors, 8 ESCs was for redundancy, to compensate for failures, which I've had many of in the past. And I thought, and what I had previously stated, saying I need to use an 8-in-1 ESC, and first of all, I don't have one, and they're not the cheapest things in the world, especially if you want a good quality one. What I do have, I have this 8-in-1 power distribution board. Not too happy with the quality. Also, the gauge of this wire, I don't know if it's 14 gauge or 16 gauge. It's not 16, maybe it's 14. Actually, it is 16 gauge. Super thin. It's actually the same gauge as the wires, that the 16 lead wires that go to the ESCs. So I'm not very confident in that providing enough, or be able to handle enough amperage going through them without overheating or melting or whatever. So I'm a bit worried, especially with this. This is the power distribution board I'm using is relatively cheap. So I came to another revelation here. I think what I'll do is I'm going to use both of these power distribution boards that are for mini Pix and cross flight controllers. They're identical, from what I can see at least. and I have several of them. So, and I wanted to run multiple batteries anyways. So what I'm actually going to do here, and this is more of an effort to increase redundancy in my system. I'm going to have separate batteries, separate power distribution boards, meaning two batteries, two power distribution boards, and split my upper row of motors and ESCs to one and my lower to the other. That way, if one does fail, maybe a lead to the power distribution board desolders. If that happens on this one, this 8-in-1, I lose power to all of the ESCs. So there's it might be redundancy in the motors and the ESCs, but if there's one failure point, it's kind of a choke point in failures with a power distribution board set up like this. So I'm gonna take this guy out. I think I'm gonna change the landing gear as well, possibly, in order to accommodate this wiring here, not have it bulging out the side. Then yeah, and also I'm gonna add another battery to clip into the bottom here. I will only be able to provide data telemetry from one of these. I'm going to do some research. Maybe there's a way to put in both. I don't think there is. But I'm going to put in one, and at least I'll be able to monitor the activity of one tier, either the upper or the lower, probably the top tier. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and run this test. It's going to go through all 8, top first, then the bottom. So it'll go top 1, bottom 1, top 2, bottom 2, etc. And we're going to be putting this up at 75% throttle. Let's do that. Here we go. Oh, wait, that just spun all motors. That spun all 8 motors at once. Let's do that one more time. That did work correctly. So I didn't hit the right button, sorry guys. So let's do it properly this time, in sequence. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I still, like I said, I'm waiting for some RC truck shocks to come in here. We're gonna have some shock absorbing landing gear. Once those come in today from Amazon, I'll print up legs. Obviously, we're just sitting on a roll of painter's tape. I don't think it's super necessary to have the legs right now while we're doing some minimal testing. Even if I do some small hot tests with it, I do think I have enough ground clearance between this propeller and the bottom of this battery mount. So let's go into actions. Let's go arm, force arm, disconnect. Here goes nothing, you ready? Why is it leaning? It wants to fly much better now, but it's gonna hit the propellers and break them. Oh, that was sketchy. That was a crash landing. Oh, snap. I know some people are thinking that was a bad result. Nah, that was a soft crash landing. We lost the prop, right? Completely broke this prop. And I was still able to bring it down nice and slow with a little bit of a like lateral momentum that kind of caused it to lean over. But I mean, best case scenario, really showed the redundancy of having 8 propellers. Love it. Fuck yes. I tossed this clip here in the end to kind of show the whole point of having 8 propellers, 2 of which are on the same like axis, you know. I lose in this clip here 2 propellers, and then 1 motor or ESC shuts off, and it's still able to, once I correct it, to take flight. Really not sure what the hell happened there. Well, 2 broken propellers, so we're out of luck. Dare I try it? Well, now we know we can fly with even only... Hey guys, there is a part 2 to that video coming out. I just need to hurry up and get something put out there. I've had those clips sitting there for easily a month or so. So there's a part 2 coming out. A lot of changes were made. Carbon fiber props, a lot more body work, some cosmetically more appealing things I've done to it. So definitely stay tuned for that Octocopter part 2.